How do we reset our mood? So it's all about managing the in-betweens. Let's say you have one meeting at 10 o'clock with a customer, goes badly. You have messed up, customer not happy, that meeting finishes at 10:20 and you're in a really bad mood. And you're meeting another customer at 10:30. How is that second meeting going to go? Would that be good? It won't, because we're in a bad mood, right? So our mood is going to be contagious. Second meeting also, it won't go well. So in between, how do we reset our mind in between? That's called managing the in-betweens. What if every day when you go home, say you have a hard day at work. By the way, most of us are working, all of us are working because we want to take care of our families. But sometimes our families get the worst of us. We are so tired when we go home, sometimes our families get... So what if you, if you go home in a bad mood, before actually entering the house, if you could stay in your car, reset your emotions and walk in. Or what if you get reset before you leave office? So you have a peaceful drive also. What if you have a bad drive on the way to work and you stay in your reset before you walk into the department? You can reset between meetings. It just takes a few seconds. Who would like to learn how to reset? So this learning actually comes from the game of tennis. Isn't that interesting? This learning of how to reset your mind comes from the game of tennis. This guy, Jim Loehr, Loehr, is the mental coach of people like Pete Sampras, Monica Seles, and Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, and so many others. Now these were all world #1 tennis players in their day, and other sports as well. He's their mental toughness coach. He won't teach them how to hit the racket, the ball. Mental toughness. And when you're at a certain level, what makes the difference between failure and success is not your skill, it's your mental toughness. Think of the World Cup. Aren't all the players playing in all the teams actually almost all at the same level of skill? Why do some win and some lose? Mental toughness. So what Jim Loehr realized was, they win the tennis match not actually when they're hitting the ball, but depending on what they do between serves. Now if I serve and I win the point, does winning this point have any impact on whether I win the next point or not? If I win this point, does it mean I'm going to win the next point? No. If I lose this point, does it mean I'm going to lose the next point? No, you start from scratch again. So I win 1 point, service is over. Now someone needs to serve again. Brand new start. Absolutely no impact. But if I win 1 point, sometimes I'm so overconfident now, I will go and mess up the second point. And if I lose this point, I might be so down that I'll lose the next point also. Have you noticed this happening? Have you noticed bowlers? If they bowl one wide, invariably next ball is also wide. Sometimes, if they haven't reset. So same way, if we take our mental state into the next meeting without knowing what this mental state is, we are unknowingly affecting the outcome of the next occurrence. It can be a meeting, it can be a chat, it can be an appraisal, it can be a sales call, it can be going home, a chat with your wife, or children, whatever it is. So, I'm going to show you a small video clip of a tennis match. Nadal, one of the greats of tennis, see what Nadal does in between every single serve. So whether he wins the first point or not, he resets, starts the next point completely again, neutral. If he loses or not, never mind, start the next point, neutral. Now what he's doing absolutely nothing to do with tennis, right? He does this. But that is his way of refocusing. Getting back to base, right? Wherever I won or lost, doesn't matter. Every point he does that. And if you really go and study other sports people, you'll see them doing similar things. I checked Serena Williams. She always bounces the ball exactly 8 times, I think. So if great sportsmen can do it, why can't leaders do it? How do we reset our mind? So one method that I learned, and it really works, I learned it from this guy, not physically, but by reading his book. He's David G. So he actually teaches meditation. And what he says is most people don't want to do meditation, it's too difficult, it takes too long, blah, blah, blah. So he came up with a method called 16 seconds of bliss, where in 16 seconds, you can reset your mind. All it takes is 16 seconds for one cycle. You can even do this at traffic lights. And I do it at traffic lights because sometimes driving stresses me out. When I stop at a traffic light and I can see the countdown, it is 1.5 minutes, 90 seconds or whatever, I can easily do 4 cycles. It's only 1 minute and 4 seconds. What we do is a method called box breathing. So we breathe in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4. That's a box. In for 4, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Box breathing. 16 seconds of bliss. 4 into 4, 16. But it has to be diaphragmatic breathing. Breathing from your belly. So this is wrong. That's shoulders. This is right. So 16 seconds of bliss, what we do is, you focus on where your breath is. Now what happens when you focus on your breath? Let's say earlier you were stressed out, customer screamed at you, boss is upset, target get not got, and you're upset about this. So you're thinking of that. You can only think of one thing consciously at a time. Subconscious mind, you can think of 1 billion things or 1 million things. Consciously only one. So if I'm thinking of the thing that's worrying me, I'm thinking of that. Now instead of that, I'm thinking of my breath. Which means I'm disconnecting from the problem I'm having. It's an interrupt. I'm interrupting the pattern. It's a pattern interrupt. Disconnect. It's like unplug the computer, plug again. So here what I'm trying to do is unplug this and then plug it back. So focus on your breath. So when you're breathing in, for 4, your breath is coming in, going to your belly. Then you focus on your belly, you're holding it there. Now out for 4. And then hold for 4 while the breath goes further away. Then in again, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. So you're focused on your breath. Very simple, right? 16 seconds of bliss. Remember, box breathe in 16 seconds, just breathe. You can do this whenever, right? Can't you do this at your cubicle, at your seat? Just close your eyes, 2 minutes, breathe. Because when these things happen, it will trigger your mind, I need to reset. And then make that effort. Consciously go to a site somewhere, or even at your desk, close your eyes, breathe. You can actually help your team to manage their stress as well. Can we teach them to do this 16 seconds? Can you teach them? It won't take long. See, what I do with my choirs now, because I know when they come for practice, they are coming with all sorts of mud and garbage in their minds, and I need them to be focused. So lots of times, the first few minutes I just say, okay, just stay quiet, breathe, and just collect your thoughts. Leave all your baggage out and focus. Focus. So you could do that before a morning meeting. Because people are coming with all sorts of worries about their children, their pet, their husband, their wife. But now you want them to focus on what you're trying to tell them. What's the target? Would it hurt for the whole team to spend a minute just breathing in silence? After that, everyone is relaxed, which is cortisol has gone away, which means learning is going to be better. So it will be a different practice. Initially, people think you're nuts. But once they see the result and they see it's helping them, they'll be like, wow, boss, let's do it to you. Yeah. 1 minute. That's all.